Wow, welcome to King's Corner. I'm your host, Christian King, and we're in rainy and thunderstormy Felton, Delaware. And today I want to introduce y'all to a new segment. It's called Money Block. And the reason it's called Money Block is I'm going to give you guys what to do with your money this weekend. If you are wanting to bet XFL games, come to the perfect place. We're going to start out with the first XFL game to be played since 2001. And that's on ABC at 2 p.m. Eastern Time between the DC Defenders and the Dragons. And even though DC is favored by only 7.5 points, and you might be saying, why are you taking them? There's no way you should take them. I'm going with DC. I believe DC has the quarterback and the system in place to take the league by storm, even more than a lot of people think. DC is going to come out on Saturday and show a lot of people the XFL is different. They're going to show we're not the same thing we were in 2001. We're not the sex addicts, and we're not the camera having and everything else. It's football only this time. And my score prediction for that game, I would first bet with DC. Take these 7.5 points and actually bet the over. I'm saying DC wins this game 33-19 outright on Saturday. And then we get to Fox at 5 p.m. Eastern between Houston and Los Angeles. And Houston's favored by 5.5 points, yes. But I'm not saying LA is going to win the game because it's in Houston, but I'm saying LA is going to at least cover the points. I believe LA is going to shock a lot of people when they come out, and they're going to show, hey, we might have had a different, we might not be the Los Angeles Extreme, but we're still in LA. We're the only LA football team. We're not like the NFL where you got to pick between two different teams of who you want to choose. In the XFL, it's Wildcats or Bycats. Everybody in LA is going to see how exciting LA is going to be to watch on TV on Saturday in the primetime game of the XFL window. Even though I'm not saying they're going to win, it's going to be a very entertaining game with a lot of offense, but also a lot of defense. I think it's going to finish with Houston winning 24-23. And then that's it for Saturday, and then we get to Sunday. And Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Fox, you have Tampa Bay versus New York. And even though Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5, and you might be thinking, well, with that, he's probably going to take New York, right? No. I am taking New York. I'm not going to be taking Tampa Bay. I know I confused you, I'm sorry. New York they're going down to Tampa Bay, and even though that might favor Tampa Bay because that's a long drive or a long plane ride, I think New York on a mutual field will beat them. New York just seems like a complete team. They can beat you either way of the spectrum. They can beat you with offense, they can beat you with defense. If there's one game you're probably going to want to miss, just saying the New York game would probably be the game you're like, ugh. So I after doing all the research and looking into their team's players and all that, I don't see it being a very high-scoring game. I believe that if you guys hated Super Bowl 53, don't watch that game. The 2 p.m. Sunday window on Fox, yeah, just don't watch it. I think New York wins 16-13. Yikes. And then we get the primetime window on Sunday. And ESPN, just like with their ABC counterparts, but this time with ESPN, the Eastern Sports Network, they're going to show the Dallas versus St. Louis game. And everyone's saying Dallas is going to win it. Dallas this, Dallas that. Dallas has it all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will be like, wow, the XFL and Dallas actually have, the XFL and the NFL actually have something in common. Dallas are off-season champions. Any sport you go to except maybe basketball, Dallas doesn't win the off-season. They don't win the regular season. They win the off-season, but not the regular season. And Dallas this weekend, they're going to win, but they're favored by 9.5 points, by 9 points. I'd be ridiculous to take that. Why? You never will bet on a game to be more than what it is unless you have a team like DC. The only reason Dallas is where it is because they have Landry Jones and Bob Stoops. Yeah, Stoops, great coach. Landry Jones, I told y'all the other day, he did nothing in the NFL. When he got a chance to play on the field, he looked average. Actually, he looked below average. I'd take Tebow throwing with his right hand over Landry Jones. But I believe Dallas wins this for one reason and one reason only. They're in Dallas. but I don't think they're going to blow out St. Louis. I think St. Louis is going to show a lot of St. Louis people. You guys lost the Rams a couple years ago to LA. This time, you're going to keep us. We're here to make you guys happy for football. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the reason the XFL didn't succeed last time, outside of the glitz and glamour, not a lot of people were showing up to games. St. Louis, because they're playing in the old Rams Stadium, already has 6,000 fans season sold tickets. The St. Louis Battlehawks are going to show St. Louis football. Let's go, baby. And St. Louis is going to be looking forward to after the Super Bowl until about March Madness. But with that, I believe Dallas wins 33-27, which actually I'm saying the Fox's primetime game and ESPN primetime games are going to be the most fun games of the weekend. Okay, let's segue. So I wake up this morning to Lakers lose. They lost to the Rockets. So, am I supposed to be impressed by that? LeBron had a bad game. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, LeBron did show us one thing, though. I thought he was washed. I'll come out and say it right now. I was wrong. I didn't think LeBron had that athleticism in him. I thought he lost everything outside of his passing. And I'll admit this on YouTube. I was dead wrong. I'm sorry. My eyes lied. He's not washed. LeBron's showing. Giannis, you're the second best player. The King's put him back on his crown. I'm dominating. And last night he just had an off night. That's all it was. He just had an off night. He had one highlight dunk. The only reason the Rockets really did that was because the Rockets are a great regular season team every year. Look back to when James Harden first got there. They're always a great regular season team. You get to the playoffs. Come on. Houston, do something. But just like the Texans, don't show up. Come on. No. And the reason they always suck in the postseason is because James Flopper, yes, I called him James Flopper, not Harden. He doesn't deserve that. Because James Harden, when he wants to take a shot, he's not worried about making a shot. No, he's worried about hearing a whistle blow. James Harden, you keep doing that, and you'll never win an NBA championship. The day you realize, I actually have to try and make a shot and not go 1 from 17 or 3 and 29 or 2 in a million. I mean, you guys know James Harden shoots the ball sometimes so much and misses so much that his shooting numbers look like concert dates. Like, come see James Harden perform on March 19th or January 17th. He shoots the ball too much. And I believe the only reason they really did win last, it was not only because they're a great regular season team. Giannis did motivate them. I think they saw what happened during the draft when Giannis said to both Westbrook and Harden, I want a guy who's going to pass. I want a guy who can shoot. They were probably very motivated because even though I might trash Westbrook a lot, Westbrook shouldn't have been the last pick of last night's All-Star game. Brandon Ingram shouldn't have even been up ahead of him. And then let's talk about Giannis' first pick. Giannis. Joel Embiid. Seriously, you said you want a guy who plays defense. Joel Embiid, quoting Shaq and Charles Barkley here, is one of the weakest, softest centers I've ever seen in my life. The Sixers were smart this offseason. You got to choose. Who's it going to be, Sixers? Ben or Joel? I'm picking Ben Simmons every single day. Because when Ben Simmons isn't on the court, Joel Embiid sort of plays the same. It's like, Joel Embiid, you going to do something here? When Joel Embiid's off the court and Ben Simmons is playing, you see Ben Simmons showing what he was supposed to be. This generation's Magic Johnson with just even much less of a jump shot, and Magic couldn't even shoot. And I get on Ben a lot about his jump shot, but when Joel Embiid's off the court, Ben Simmons is a lot of fun to watch. I love watching him. But anyway, Giannis. I'm sorry for sidetracking there. Giannis, Joel Embiid. Seriously, if you're going to draft a big man with the first pick, hello, Rudy Gobert's on your team. Hello, there's other big men. I mean, I know Anthony Davis was drafted by LeBron. You want a guy that can play defense. Giannis, please open my eyes, though. Does Kawhi Leonard not play defense? The fourth best player in the league when KD's healthy. He doesn't play defense. He's probably the best defender in all of basketball. Not just the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference. All of the NBA. And you're going to take Joel Embiid, that soft scrub? That's blasphemous. Why? What are you doing? No. And then on your bench picks, you're going to tell me you won't take Westbrook? Giannis, this is an all-star game. You're going to have players that can score. Put a ball in a hoop. Giannis, you're supposed to draft the best players. You're like a lot of people here. When you play rec center or go to a school gym and you want to just play basketball, you might be just like me, and I make this mistake all the time too. Draft the players that suck the most so you can have the most glitz and glamour. Well, Giannis, I'm sorry to tell you this. You're not going to win All-Star Game MVP. That's Anthony Davis, and just because of one reason only. The All-Star Game is in Chicago. And if you guys are wondering, what's he mean by the All-Star Games in Chicago? Look it up. Most of the time, when an All-Star Game is in that city or that player's hometown, usually that player wins MVP. Kemba for Charlotte last year. Heck, 2 years ago, Anthony Davis won it in New Orleans. He'll probably win it again. LeBron did it when he was in Miami. Look, Giannis, you're going to win MVP this year because of your player efficiency rating. And if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about, Giannis, if he just keeps the same stability of playing he's been playing all year, he'll have the greatest player efficiency rating of all time. And if you're wondering, well, who else has number one? Let me just say the number one player efficient rating of all time was Wilt Chamberlain in 1962 when he averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds a game. And if Giannis has a higher efficiency rating than him, bow down. Giannis has arrived. The Greek freak. Prince Greek. Giannis is going to take this league by storm in 1 or 2 years. He's going to be known as the best player in basketball. Right now he's second. But once LeBron shows he's what I thought he was, fully digressed, Zion's going to be second in a couple of years, but Giannis will keep first. Because Giannis is something I love in a basketball player. He's not looking for that foul like that James Harden character. Every single time he touches the ball, he wants to dunk it down your throat. He plays 80s, 90s style basketball, and I love it. And the one thing Giannis does that's amazing is his work ethic. Look at back when he was drafted 14th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in 2014. Or 15, I'm sorry, I forget. When he was drafted, he was about this big. That big in his arms. And then you look at him now. He was drafted at 6'8", about 190. He's now 6'11", almost 7 feet, 240, about 250 probably. And that's all in muscle. If I saw Giannis coming at me, I'd do the same thing I would if I saw LeBron coming at me. You ain't dunking on me, homeboy. No. I want to be able to tell my kids, I got to play against Giannis and LeBron. I don't want to tell my kids, I got dunked on by Giannis and LeBron. Actually, ask Jason Terry. You know what his kids are going to tell him when they get older, or even as they do now probably? You got alley-ooped on by LeBron. Does everybody remember this back in 2011, Heat versus Celtics? When it was a pass to Norris Cole put it up in the air, and LeBron dunked Jason Terry through the ground? Oh, that was amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. Everyone's asking me, who's finals? Who's it going to be? Is LeBron going to get number 4? Is Kawhi going to get number 3? Are the Sixers going to win one for the first time since 83? Are the Bucks going to win one for the first time since 71? I think it's going to be the Lakers, and I think it's going to be against the Bucks. And just like we had this year's Super Bowl, it was known as the Montana Bowl. we're not only going to be, this NBA Finals is going to have a lot of storylines, because not only is it going to be for Kobe, as the Lakers will probably have, I'm just letting you guys know this now, the playoff slogan for the Lakers is probably going to be for Kobe. But it's not just going to be for Kobe. This finals is going to be known as the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Finals. Because, in case you guys didn't know, before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor was drafted in 1969 by the expansion team 1969 Milwaukee Bucks. And they're one of the only expansion teams in all sports to, within their first 3 years, win a championship. And the only reason they did that, they had arguably the greatest scorer to ever live. Sorry, Will, it's not you. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came in with the hook shot. He won. But let's look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Joel Embiid for a minute. And you're probably wondering, how dare I compare those two? They have a lot of similarities. Joel Embiid, he had that great third year when Ben Simmons first came in, dominated. Those two we thought were Magic and Kareem 2.0. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won the finals. He won a couple MVPs after that, yes. But he was very soft in that time. And then in 1980, he got traded to the LA Lakers and got his career back on track. But the reason I bring that up there is because this finals is going to be known as the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar series, because it's Lakers Bucks. You're going to be saying, who's going to win it? It's probably going to be LeBron, just because LeBron's going to say for Kobe, and LeBron's going to show everybody playoff LeBron is still better than what everybody thinks. And by the way, we think LeBron's playing good right now in the regular season. The reason LeBron's known as the GOAT in my eyes, those playoff runs are amazing. In the playoffs, you got regular season LeBron, who's about top 20 player of all time, versus playoff LeBron, number one. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's number one. And that's how I'm going to end this today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. See you Monday.